On the New Music, Part 2. An ear of mind, withdrawn from the outwards rhymes, discovered the seed sounds of the eternal word, the rhythm and music heard that built the worlds. When Mother said to me in 1961, "You must bring down a new music," I was stunned. I was at the time studying voice and immersed in classical music, especially art song, a medium that unites two of the most inspired arts, poetry and music. I said, "Mother, I don't know anything about combining words and music." She then said, No, you must go far above words and bring down the pure music." For the past 50-something years, I have listened to the music of the world, collected nearly 2,000 CDs, LPs, and cassette tapes, attended live concerts in various parts of the globe, and have heard magnificent strains and, however brief, passages vibrant with something of the new music. Much as poets here and there have caught touches of the overhead influence in poetry. Since my first meeting with Mother, my aspiration has been to open the doors of the soul and bring down something of the new music, the eternal sound. Away from the terrestrial murmur turned, where transient calls and answers mix their flood, King Aswapati listened through the ray to other sounds than meet the sense-formed ear, on a subtle interspace which rings our life. Unlocked were the inner spirit's transclosed doors. The inaudible strain in nature could be caught. Across this cyclic tramp of eager lives, across the deep urgency of present cares, Earth's wordless hymn to the ineffable arose from the silent heart of the cosmic void. He heard the voice repressed of unborn powers, murmuring behind the luminous bars of time. Again, the mighty yearning raised its flame that asks a perfect life on earth for men, and prays for certainty in the uncertain mind, and shadowless bliss for suffering human hearts, and truth embodied in an ignorant world, and Godhead divinizing mortal forms. In 2003, I realized that one of the most potent ways to bring down a new music was to begin a choir for those opened to the possibility of singing in an atmosphere charged with love and devotion for Mother and Sri Aurobindo, in which their grace and power might flow into us and open us to the music of the future. It would be a collective call to the Supreme. Oft inspiration with her lightning feet, a sudden messenger from the all-seeing tops, traversed the soundless corridors of his mind, bringing her rhythmic sense of hidden things. A music spoke, transcending mortal speech, as if from a golden phial of the all-bliss, a joy of light, a joy of sudden sight, a rapture of the thrilled, undying word, poured into his heart as into an empty cup, a repetition of God's first delight, creating in a young and virgin time. I feel the new music descending, reverberating in the many who aspire for the manifestation of the new world, and all the beauty and light that will be, yet remains still too far from us. I began an Om choir in the ashram in 2003 with a group of 5 to 9 members. The choir has now grown dramatically. At times approaching 100. And in fact, yesterday, January 10th, 2017, at least 150. And the experience is so powerful that it defies description or analysis. Who could possibly analyze with the mind something that transcends mind and all the ideas we have about Eastern and Western music, harmony and disharmony, discord and concord? Before beginning Om and aspiring for the new music's descent, we concentrate on warming up exercises to prepare the instrument, the only instrument we have, the body, so that it might be pliable and receptive, without tension or strain, and capable of holding the music. We concentrate on warming up exercises to prepare the instrument, the only instrument we have, our body, so that it might be pliable and receptive, without tension or strain, and capable of holding the music, that which descends, then allowing it to go through the body and enter into the earth to heal and transform. The mother said we should sit in a circle and have no preconceived ideas as to what will come down. She also said that there is a new music just above the head, waiting to come down. Lastly, she wrote to me saying that it would be better without the organ, so we have only our voices to offer. We sit quietly, our chairs arranged in concentric circles, and as a candle is lit, close our eyes and enter within. There is total silence in the room. In moments when the inner lamps are lit and the life's cherished guests are left outside, our spirit sits alone and speaks to its gulfs. Men, women, and young adults gather together and invoke the divine presence. And if our call is pure enough to hasten the advent of the new world and the manifestation of the life divine on earth, from the silence an Om is heard, joined by one voice, then another, and still another, until the room is vibrating with the force and power of the word. The symbol Om, the great assenting word. The mother writes, there are certain words whose resonance in the physical world is the perfect vibratory materialization of the more subtle vibration produced by the thought in its own domain. If we examine closely this similarity between the vibrations of thought and sound, we can discover the limited number of root syllables which express the most general ideas, and which are to be found in most spoken languages with an almost identical meaning. This origin of language should not be confused with the origin of written languages, which are of an altogether different nature and correspond to different needs. There are other words which have been repeated in certain circumstances for hundreds of years, and which are instinct with the mental forces of all those who have pronounced them. They are true batteries of energy. Finally, there are words which assume an immediate value when they are pronounced, as a result of the living thought of the one who pronounces them. To illustrate what I have just said with an example, here is a very powerful word, for it can combine the qualities of all three categories. It is the Sanskrit word Om. It is used in India to express the divine immanence. There, it is associated with every meditation, every contemplation, every yogic practice. More than any other sound, this sound, Om, gives rise to a feeling of peace, of serenity, of eternity. Moreover, this word is instinct with the mental forces which for centuries all those who have used it have accumulated around the idea that it expresses. And for Hindus especially, it has the true power of bringing one into contact with the divine essence it evokes. The Mother, The Power of Words, 18 June 1912. We are one body with many voices, not many bodies seeking unity through the music. And from the unity, the diversity and beauty of the music flows. Each voice feels the Om intensifying from within and descending from the higher realms. Then the harmonies and melodies follow. And at the same time, each becomes aware of the confluence of other sounds and chords, rhythmic with new harmonies. The Om choir is not a showcase for individual talent, no matter how excellent a voice may be. We do not sing Ah or A, but only Om, the most powerful word in all the languages of man, and has the power of effectuation. It is the great mantra of the yearning world. We have marvelous voices already, from beautiful deep basses to soaring sopranos, and many who come just to join their consciousness in a true collective aspiration to the divine. Each week there is something new that we have never heard before, and there has been much progress, even though we are still on the threshold of the new music. Our emotions are but high and dying notes of his wild music, changed compellingly by the passionate movements of a seeking heart, in the inconstant links of hour with hour, to call down heaven's distant answering song. We aspire to become the ungarbed entity within, as Sri Aurobindo has written in Savitri, and to develop the witness self that, standing behind, hears its own voice and the voice of all other voices as its own. We listen to the voice on either side of us, blend with it, merge with it, become one sound with it, fully attuned within, that we may truly become a harp of many strings, as we are already children of one mother. Then, falling silent in himself to know, he meets the deeper listening of his soul. The word repeats itself in rhythmic strains. There are no wrong notes. One feels at times an apparent discord or a seeming dissonance, but realizes, as the music develops, that it is only a greater consonance seeking expression and an expanding harmony soaring higher, ever higher. We tried to lose the sense of Eastern or Western music, past voice training in different techniques, or even the critical intellects. We tried to lose the sense of Eastern or Western music, past voice training in different techniques, or even the critical intellect's evaluation of good or poor music. For we are calling the divine presence into our hearts and souls, and it will lift our voices to a deeper, higher, and greater resolution. Music brought down celestial yearnings. Song held the merged heart, absorbed in rapturous depths, linking the human with the cosmic cry.